Our Montco Mustangs going up against the Spartans here tonight in our game 2. If you guys missed game 1, the Mustangs went up against the Panthers. An unfortunate loss there, went to a game 5. Mustangs not able to hold on there. Obviously looking for a better outcome here against the Spartans. A fairly evenly matched team here as we get into things. The Mustangs looking to grab another win in the NACE League. Sorry, I'm just looking up what I can see on this team. Definitely a team to be reckoned with. Looking at the... Right? Yeah. Looking at the ranks here, Mustangs definitely a little bit higher when it comes to ranks, but obviously we know that isn't anything too special when we get into it. Speaking of something special, let's take a look at our starting lineup for tonight's events. Of course, starting off with E. Breezy, excellent on the defensive end, great in transition as well as we saw in game 1 versus the Panthers. Anthony playing excellent defense all night long. Unfortunately, just a couple of goals put in there. And then obviously Joe as well. We got to see a little bit of him in game 5, but he was of course subbed in for Anthony. And then we have Tucker in for his first full series. Played excellently through it, but unfortunately not enough to get a win over the Panthers. Looking for a better opportunity versus the Spartans. I'll get you guys an updated lineup of what our starting 3 look like, though it could be different than what we saw from game 1. And it should be a very fun evening. I know these guys are definitely geared up and ready to go. As we wait for our answer back on what our starting 3 would be, just to talk to you a little bit more, we got to talk to Tucker at the end of game 1. If you guys missed that interview, it'll be up on YouTube for you guys to watch as well as in this Twitch VOD. But I got to talk to Tucker just a little bit more after we got done streaming as we brought you guys over to the break. And, the consistent message from this Mustangs roster is that, all right, we need to take a breath. We need to take a step back and gather ourselves mentally, but that mental fortitude, but also that mental image is there. They understand where their mental state is at. I find it a brilliant thing. Obviously, a lot of little issues to deal with, a lot of double commits, a lot of driving on ball, which for those of you that have never played Rocket League or, never had it fully explained to you, when you rotate through a ball, you rotate in a circle. So to rotate on ball, you're rotating on the same side as the ball. Well, one of your teammates is the one who's supposed to be on it. So it leads to a lot of confusion on the offensive end, but more importantly on the defensive end, which is where we saw the Mustangs really struggle in game 1 against the Panthers. Consistent gaps in their ability, consistent gaps in their rotations led to multiple instances where that net was left wide open, whether it was somebody cutting into the rotation. So they move out. There's 3 positions, 1, 2, and 3. It keeps it simple for, 1 is always the guy attacking the ball. 2 is a cross. In the case of on the offensive end, it means that they're, slightly back and ready to capture a pass. And then on the defensive end, it means that they are shooting upfield, looking for an upfield pass. And then 3 on the offensive end, that is someone who sits back towards the midfield line, kind of shadows the ball, makes sure that nothing gets past them if a 50 goes bad. And then on the defensive end, it's sitting in that back post waiting for that for the shot on net. And the Mustangs, a couple of gaps there, especially on the defensive end, really made the difference in game 1, but we are getting ready for game 2 against the Spartans here tonight. And I think we should get things started in just 1 second here. As, I think we're just waiting on UNCG to get in here, the Spartans. Getting ready for this game. Hopefully you guys are all as excited as I am, all coming back to our Twitch stream after taking some time for a break. I know I personally went and grabbed some dinner. Had something that I could reheat downstairs. And here we go. Mustangs ready to go. I'll make sure to switch over here. Mustangs ready to go. Spartans ready to go. 5 minutes of Rocket League coming at you right about now. Starting roster is Ethan, Joe, and Tucker. And an immediate shot there by Anthony just off the left-hand side. Tucker looks to keep the offensive pressure going as he sends it to Joe. And an immediate shot and an immediate goal from the Mustangs. Not letting that early loss to the Panthers affect them. Tucker sends it to Joe. Sends it to the back of the net. And a great little start here out of the Mustangs as we get started with game one. 4:18 left. That's definitely not going into the Mustangs' way, but Tucker able to get there just in time. A 50 not going to go the Mustangs' way with Anthony at the helm. Tucker now shoots it upfield. Anthony cuts the rotation, tries to get a shot off, not able to do much there. As you can see here, this is what I was talking about when it comes to those cut rotations. Just moves everything around. Anthony is there for the shot. It's just off the left-hand side. Joe now sends it over to Tucker. Tucker not able to get there in time. The Mustangs go back towards the defensive end. Again, we find it towards the midfield line. Tucker does not get what he wants out of that 50. Joe, the next one to have any type of shot on it. He'll try to get it past the midfield line. Not able to do it as it's sent towards Tucker. Tucker brings it up that right-hand side, not able to do much with it. Anthony will be able to bring it up that right-hand side. We'll see what he's able to do as he goes up for it. He'll pass it out to Joe. Joe with the shot, not able to get it in. Tucker trying to get on ball there. He'll get a nice little hit out of it. He'll go for an aerial shot, and that'll be in. Tucker with a beautiful little goal to extend the Mustangs' lead to 2 with 3:37 left on the clock. And like I said in our interview last game, the mental fortitude of these players plays so much more into this game than anyone would think. And the fact that the Mustangs are able to get out of their own head now as they start this new game, starting off with a clean slate, means the absolute most here. Couple of attempts from the Spartans as they now send it upfield. A miss there from Anthony, moving a little too quickly for that one. Joe sends it over to Tucker. Tucker plays things slow, trying to get it over a member of the Spartans, unable to. Joe is able to as he sends it up and down. Anthony goes for it, not able to do much there. He'll come out of the box, leaves it open, and that goal will be scored. Tucker just a little far upfield. You see him cut out for boost there. And without much to give, he's not able to get in there on time. Anthony doesn't see that. He'll move forward in the box, and I will leave it open for a goal for the Spartans, who now find themselves down by only 1. They stall it. The 50 gonna go the Mustangs' way as they now send it back upfield. Joe able to stall it at the 50 line. Anthony's going for it. He gets demoed for his trouble. Joe gets some revenge there. But that shot goes off of Joe. Joe sends it upfield looking for a second touch. He will get demoed as well. Anthony gets in on that demoing action as Tucker brings it upfield. 2:35 left as Anthony goes for the shot. He'll take it off to the right and he'll grab a goal. Something that we typically see, I've had to face it in the past couple of days as I've gotten back into the swing of playing a consistent comp schedule for myself, as I've gotten into playing more Rocket League in recent days, is that demo-heavy offense. It's a really frustrating thing to go up against, especially when they're either not doing it for no reason or they're doing it for every reason in the book. Mustangs grab a good 50. It goes all the way upfield. The Spartans try to gain control. Tucker hits it up against that back wall. Once again, the Spartans try to bring it upfield. It goes back into the corner. Anthony tries to get there. Up against the back. Joe is there. And you can see how dangerous this is via the Spartans' woes here, as the double commit out of 2 of them leaves Joe with plenty of options to hit that ball. He had the entire left-hand side of net available to him. He knew that no matter what, neither one of those players who were sitting in net were able to get there. Anthony now goes back towards net. He's able to force it back out. The shot goes just off the top rope. Anthony now gets it. He'll grab that save for that initial shot. He goes back down with it, sends it to Tucker, who plays it off tempo. When you get to the rank like GC2, I'm not quite there yet. of getting there a little bit. You do what's called tempo work. You operate the speed of your car and the speed of the ball different to what the pace of the game is actually going at in order to mess up teammate rotations, to mess up enemy team rotations, as well as just ebb and flow. You see how the game is moving right now, but any hit could, just like that, switch up the tempo. A slower hit there from Anthony ruins the momentum on the ball, but also you can see off to the right hand side a member of the Spartans team hesitate just a little bit as he's not able to use the full momentum he was able to before, and that split second gave Anthony the opportunity to score that goal. The Mustangs get another great goal. They're up 6-1. Again, Anthony moving around, not able to get that final bump out of the way, but they'll move up the field with 1:30 left on the clock as of right now. The Mustangs find themselves in a good position so far here in game one, playing beautifully between the three of them. And you can tell that they've dialed down the aggression just a little bit. Remember, this new aggressive strategy out of the Mustangs is a rather new concept to them. So as they get more used to it, we'll see them get more confident. But we saw how that confidence, that overconfidence out of the Mustangs affected them against the Panthers. And they're playing more beautifully than ever against the Spartans. The passing play not able to connect there, but the Mustangs still up 6-1, 50 seconds on the clock. Even after a couple of shots on net there from the Spartans, we don't see a lot of falter out of the Mustangs. Anthony immediately back on the offensive end. He's able to capture that ball, and he'll get a hat trick. Once again, this comes down to confidence in yourself, in your teammates, in order to get this job done. The Mustangs, there to back up Anthony if he's unable to get that shot done. And obviously a great amount of respect and confidence given to Anthony in order to go for that shot in the first place. As he brings that ball right back upfield against that sidewall, it'll get deflected out to the side. Tucker trying to get there in time, not able to get a shot off. Joe will go back and instantly be back on defense. Not able to read it there, but a nice little shot. Tucker, where Anthony will be able to save it there as they go for the demo. The timing was just a little bit off from the Spartans there. Potentially great play out of them as Anthony passes it to Joe. Joe will grab his hat trick for this game one as the Mustangs are now up by 7, 8-1, 12 seconds remain. And the love spread fairly evenly here. Tucker, the only one without a hat trick here in game one. It isn't really necessary, but I assume that they'll probably end up going for it. One second left. Nothing the Spartans can do. The Mustangs will take game one as it hits the ground. The Mustangs find themselves in a very similar position to what they were in that first game against the Panthers just an hour ago. As we look to move things forward here, we look at what the Mustangs did right. Obviously, rotations looked a lot better and a lot cleaner. A couple of double commits, a couple of rotations on ball, but nothing too insane here as we get immediately into game two. The Mustangs, a good balance between being passive and being aggressive. Something that's really going to help them as they work to get this comp moved even further. 5 minutes of Rocket League coming at you right about now, though, as the Mustangs able to force it towards the middle. The shot deflected by Anthony. Tucker demoed in the background. This is what I was talking about with those strategical demos out of the Spartans. That time, the timing looked fairly good. Tucker sends it to Anthony, though, sends it back to Tucker. Send it off the wall. Joe will be there, and he'll be able to get that goal. Once again, when you keep a team on your toes like this, a very quick transition is key to incredible shots on goal. And Tucker understands that. He catches 3 of them out of rotation. They're moving too quickly to stop themselves before hitting the back wall. Gives Joe a great opportunity for a shot on goal. Mustangs will lose out on this kickoff. Joe's looking to gain control, though. He'll send it across to Tucker. Tucker forces the 50. It goes directly towards the midfield. Anthony not able to get there in time. The Spartans will. Anthony able to get there in time for that one. Forces the shot towards net. Anthony able to get another good bump out of it. But do we think that Tucker might have had a better shot there? Again, the Mustangs continue. They move on from that as they look to move forward. Tucker brings that ball into the forefront. You could ask yourselves all of these what ifs during the game. What if someone hit this shot? What if somebody wasn't demoed like Tucker just was, or Anthony just was? What if they were able to get this ball out of the corner? You can ask all those what ifs, but it doesn't matter. And the Mustangs' ability to continue to move forward, despite what just happened, 2 incredible demos, and keep that confidence as they pass that ball upfield. Anthony will get the score. He passes it to Tucker, who passes it back. I think Anthony was even looking for another pass to Tucker there, but just a shallow angle. And again, you see that hesitation out of the Spartans, and it really is a little too late. And the Mustangs find themselves up by 2 with 3:44 left here in game 2. Spartans get a shot off to the right-hand side. Anthony will get credited with that save. Anthony brings it upfield. He's probably going to be looking for a passing play here as he goes up against the back wall. Tucker is there to receive. Joe, the next one to hit. Tucker gets a nice little hit to stall it there, but it doesn't look like it was fully communicated with the teammates as Joe just runs into the lot of them. Tucker brings it into the corner as Joe turns on it. Tucker brings it forward to, or Joe brings it forward to Anthony. Anthony not able to get there in time. It's going to move on its way back as Tucker able to get it above. He'll fake out one. He'll send it over to Anthony. Anthony not able to get there in time. He'll prep for the bounce shot there as Joe sends it over to Tucker. Tucker now on that sidewall. Sends it back over to Joe. Joe tosses it back. Anthony looks like he's going to try to get on this one. And he's able to get a stall shot there. Joe will then cut rotation in order to get that ball upfield. That was a very clean cut by Joe. Able to keep that offensive possession. Anthony not able to get a shot off there. Neither is Tucker. Wasn't expecting his teammate to miss. We've very rarely seen a miss out of Anthony here tonight. But the Mustangs still find themselves in a good position. Tucker sends it across to Anthony. Anthony sends it out of the corner to Joe. Joe sends it up against the backboard. Tucker is going to be the next one to get a shot off. It's going to go up against that backboard there and off to the left-hand side. Deflected by the Spartans. Sent up into the middle. Tucker will try to take control. The 50 is going to go his way despite being a little bit awkward there. That ball is going to be attempted to be sent back by the Spartans. Tucker gets in the face of a member of the Spartans, not able to turn around in time. He'll send it back to Joe. Joe sends it off to the corner where he will stay. Tucker goes up for it, not able to get anything. Neither is Anthony. The Mustangs know they have just a little bit of time to get back. They're able to transition correctly. Tucker looks to bring it back upfield. Anthony not able to get his fast aerial up in time. It's a common issue that you see, something that I consistently struggle with. It's something that you see on occasion. Joe able to get up in time for that save. These guys are operating with some tricky mechanics here, despite the fact that they're in the lead. Doesn't make it any less hard on this Mustangs roster. It's up against that back wall. Joe will go up for it. He tries to get it off the ceiling. He'll be able to bring it down. Tucker unable to get the redirect. 1 minute now remains here in game 2 as the Mustangs look to take it while they're up by 2. Anthony able to get it up against the wall. He'll send it to Joe. Joe tries to get the shot off as Tucker goes for the demos. Not able to get anything there, but Joe will find one. Tucker sends it back to Joe. Joe takes it in the air, the 50, not going his way. That stalled ball is now going to go up against the sidewall as Anthony looks to keep it on the offensive end. He'll be able to with 2 good 50s. We'll get a little bit of a bump as that ball is sent out for Joe. Joe unable to make the turn in time. Ball gets sent down. Oh, and what could have been like a nice little shot towards the Mustangs net, deflected by a Spartan. Anthony bringing it upfield, 2 to beat. The flick brings it up, but a great little save there against the Savior. And with just 3 seconds left on the clock, the Mustangs are going to take game 2 here. So they wait for that ball to hit the ground. And what another great performance out of the Mustangs. Once again, they're not letting the mental get to them. As we wait patiently for game 3 to begin, again, what it's coming down to here against the Mustangs is that confidence that they have in one another. They're keeping the rotations cleaner. There's less turns on that ball that we're seeing. And when we are seeing people make those turns on ball, the way that it's looking to me is that it's clearly communicated and in a good state of mind. This isn't a panic turn. And that's something that we commonly see with some of these better teams, is that they get so good at calling those audibles that when they get into a situation where they're under an insane amount of stress, they're getting demoed all over the place. They're getting multiple shots on them like we saw with the Mustangs against the Panthers. It's very easy to go, I have a shot on ball. Just let me take it. Just let me go. Just let me go and let me take any type of shot that I can, because any shot is better than no shot. And that is just not correct. The way that you should operate is in a complete state of knowing where your teammates are and who might have the best shot. Sometimes the best shot is not taking a shot at all. And we've seen that tonight from the Mustangs here in this second matchup. As we get going for game 3, we hope to see more of it. As same team for game 3, Joe, Tucker, and Anthony look to get things in a clean sweep here. 5 minutes of Rocket League coming at you right about now. That ball hit directly into the air. Tucker able to get there before anyone else. Going for a second hit, not able to do it. Joe gets a shot on net, not able to do much more than that. As the Spartans look to bring it upfield, there's a double commit from the Mustangs, as it looks like they're still double committing there. Ball looking to be brought upfield. Tucker able to bring it. Extra time gave the Mustangs the opportunity to correct their mistakes, and it looks like it's going to get them a goal. As Anthony able to score it there, we see him cheating upfield. That's that aggressive nature that the Mustangs have been looking to take in the past couple of games. Keeping that man upfield, despite the fact that, you know, most times they're able to get that clear. It's that one time that the Mustangs are able to be in complete control of this game. The stall there goes straight past. It's going to go into the back of the net. At 4:27, we find ourselves tied at 1. And all this was a great little play by the Spartans. They're able to get it past that second man. And again, that aggressive play style comes to haunt the Mustangs just a little bit, but I think it's a gamble that they should still take. Anthony gets a great little hit, but it's over to the Spartans. Tucker able to force it out of the corner. He'll grab a clear as it's sent to the middle. Tucker once again looking to get it off that back wall, forces the 50 over to the corner. A little bit of a fake there, sends it back to Anthony. Anthony with that shot, it's going to be a long shot. It's over towards the corner. Shot on net, deflected by Anthony. What a save by him. As Joe brings it further upfield, he'll hit it off at Tucker. Tucker hits it off the back wall. Anthony demoed in the background, and that's going to be a shot on net. And for the first time tonight, the Spartans take the lead. And what you can see here is what I've been talking about when it comes to those demo plays. We see a great play on Anthony. It leaves a man upfield, unable to hit that arced ball. And the Mustangs find themselves down for the first time in match 2. Anthony looks to switch up the tempo a little bit as he'll move slow up against that right-hand wall. He'll send it over to Joe. Joe accidentally hits it off the back of Anthony. And Tucker now forced to be that third man. He'll be able to stall it at the 50 line, but the Spartans will get there in time. They're going to go after Anthony on this one. And Joe able to bring it back upfield. He'll get a small bump there as Anthony flies it further upfield. Ball, panic hit over to the right-hand side, gives Tucker the opportunity to get a hit. As it's hit down to Anthony. Anthony with a great little shot there, but forwarded by the Spartans. That ball's going to go up and down. Tucker tries to get it off the top. Not able to get it in. Once again, that ball passed upfield, up against the sidewall. It's going to go up and down. It's going to be stalled there by the Spartans. A nice little play, but none of them are upfield to really take control of it. Anthony shoots it across, captured by the Spartans. Tucker smacks it down for Joe. Joe not able to get a hit. Oh, and just an unfortunate 50 there from Anthony means that they'll extend this lead to 2. 3-1. Spartans still on top. Here we go. 2:37 left on the clock. Mustangs still have plenty of time to score. That ball gets sent upfield. A little bit of a bump there gives Tucker an opportunity to grab this ball. And it's sent directly back. Anthony able to grab it there, but he sends it right to his Spartan. Once again, Anthony making that transition on ball. We'll see if this works out for him this time. He's able to keep it on the offensive end of things, but not for too long. Tucker unable to make that turn that he wants. Joe hits it out to the mid. Into the corner yet again as Tucker gets a stall. 50 shoots it towards the net. Joe able to get there in time. Anthony now, the proper man on ball. 50's it over. Joe, the next one to try to get a 50 out of it, not able to. Tucker not able to do anything, but he'll force a 50 over to the Mustangs' right-hand side. Nice little stall 50 there as Tucker takes control. He'll send it back out to Joe. Joe doesn't get the ball there. Anthony does. He'll take the shot, not able to get the goal. 1 minute and 30 seconds left as Tucker hits it up against the wall. Looking for a solo play, not able to find it. Once again, it's up against the Mustangs' back wall. They're going to go for a shot, not able to get it on target. Tucker able to bring it out and over. Nobody is there. Anthony able to take the shot, and the Mustangs, with 1:10 left on the clock, bring it within one of the Spartans. And what this is a play of opportunity. Again, the Spartans are going to want to play aggressive as well. Grow that lead. They know that the Mustangs can score points against them. It leads to them being a little too aggressive for my taste. Tucker able to get that air dribble over them. Anthony secures the goal. But another miscommunicated kickoff for the Mustangs means that lead is right back up to 2. And now with 1:08 left on the clock, they're going to see what they're going to be able to do. And unfortunately there, just a misinput by Joe can mean the difference. We've had plenty of those happen. But of course, neither Mustang able to get back to net on time. Anthony brings it upfield. Getting towards that net. We're in the last minute of game 3. Tucker hits it towards the midfield, but it's right to his Spartan. They try to reflect it, not able to do much there. The shot, the goal. As the Spartans now extend their lead to 3 with 44 seconds on the clock. And a good play there by the Mustangs, just unfortunately a little slow on the return. So we now get into things. Last 40 seconds of game 3. Couple of misses. Another miss there by Tucker. Ball sent directly upwards. Anthony with his 3rd save of game 3. He'll grab a save here. Ball is up. Anthony goes for it. The force is down. Joe now brings it upfield. Tucker gets a nice little hit off of it. Anthony grabs control, looking to get it past, not able to. Final 10 seconds of game 3. The Spartans up by 3. The Mustangs will take the fall here in game 3. There we go. As we now get ready for game 4. The key to this is seeing a difference between match 1 and match 2. It's all about that mental game now. You were able to bring up 2, you've lost 1. You haven't lost it all, and you kept that game rather close for the long haul. Unfortunately there, right at the end, they let the game get away from themselves, and you end up with a score like 5-2. Where you start to bring it a little bit closer. But again, it's that over-aggression out of the Mustangs that we're seeing that is really causing the pinpoint of their problems. If they're able to just take a breath, take a step back, they'll find themselves in a good situation when it comes to game 4. Speaking of game 4, it looks like we're going to get things started right about now. Ethan comes into the game for Joe. Again, it's that mental fortitude that's the most important here. And as we get 5 minutes of Rocket League starting right about now, we see a good shot out of the Spartans. Again, it's on the Mustang side of things. Ethan looks to bring it upfield to Anthony. Anthony not able to get it. It's going to be off that corner. Tucker now looks to bring it upfield. The 50 knot's going to go his way. It's going to be sent over to 2 of the Spartans. It's over 1. It's over Ethan. That's going to be a goal in 20 seconds by the Spartans. And again, it's that turn-on ball for Anthony there. Leaves that net in an open position. Ethan not able to turn around and get up in time. And it's just a little bit of a miscommunication there as that ball is sent directly back into the Mustangs corner. Anthony able to go up for it. He'll send that ball directly into Spartan territory. Ethan able to thread the needle, though, as the Mustangs, in just 9 seconds after getting scored on, able to bring it back up. And what you see here is, again, that threading of the needle. Positioning looked good, but again, that transition period from offense to defense or defense to offense can be so pivotal. They weren't expecting a shot like that or Ethan to be anywhere close, but there he was. Anthony able to get a nice little save there. He won't get credited with it. The passing play to Ethan. We see the passing play be strong all night, and he'll pass it off the wall to himself for another goal. Once again, this is what we're seeing here. Again, this is on the transition. That tempo is staying the same. We're not seeing them manipulate the tempo here. We're seeing them manipulate just going faster. And that aggression, when you can get that speed up, works perfectly. Just like this. Anthony's got an opportunity here. He'll hit it up against the back wall, not able to make it stick. Once again, that rotation on ball as he goes back. He'll cut the rotation to grab ball here. Ball is sent towards the net. A double commit by the Mustangs. Leave things open. Anthony able to get back in time as he goes into the corner. Bring that ball back upfield for the Mustangs. Ethan sends it to Anthony. Anthony, just off the right-hand side. He goes for a second hit, not able to get it there. Ethan, go for that little bit of slow hit there. He'll screw with the tempo a little bit, and it almost works. Anthony now tries to bring it back around after getting demoed, not able to do it. It's going to be a shot on net. Tucker able to bring it back over. He'll go off that wall. Ethan not able to do much with it. It's going to go off the top. Anthony sends it upfield. Spartans grab control, but not for long. Tucker sends it with some good velocity on it. 3 minutes and 12 seconds now remain in this game 4. Mustangs lead 2-1. And again, you see that mental shift. These guys look a lot fresher than what they did just a couple of minutes ago, and that's all from changing one member of this team. It's not saying that anyone was a problem on the team. It just means that when you get a fresh face in there, they're just going to be fresh. And it makes the entire team happier when you get that boost of confidence and electricity. It leads to shots like that where Anthony now able to get it over a couple of members of the Spartan team. They're forced to bring it up against that back wall. Ethan not able to get the shot he likes. It's up against the middle. They'll get that shot off. It's going to be just off the left-hand side. Once again, they're going to look for other shots as it's sent upfield. Pass intercepted by a Spartan. He'll take that shot just off the left-hand side of net. Ethan looks for the clear. He'll be able to, but just barely. That ball is going to go in front of the Mustangs net. Tucker grabs it, able to try to flick it above one, dodges that demo. A miss there from the Spartans means that a passing play can be created. Anthony to Ethan off that left-hand side. Anthony gets a good hit before he is demoed. Ethan able to get a good hit before Tucker is demoed. That ball is sent all the way back. We see the last minute and 45 seconds of game 4. Anthony able to get it above most of the Spartans team. Ethan sends it right down. A nice little save there from the Spartans, but Tucker takes a shot just off the top bar. Anthony back on the defensive end of things. As Anthony makes an unfortunate rotate there, and the game is tied with 1:20 left on the clock. A little bit of a misstep in the rotational end here. Probably weren't expecting that ball to be hit, but now we've got a tied game with 1:20 left. The Spartans look to force the overtime as the Mustangs look to put this one away. The shot deflected by Tucker, straight on. Ethan sends it upfield to Tucker. Tucker sends it down off the corner. Spartans try to gain control to bring it up the sideline. Anthony able to get there, but he'll lose control immediately. The passing play stopped by Ant. Ethan able to get a demo of his own as Anthony now takes control of this ball, trying to get it below. Ethan not able to do much. Tucker able to get the save, his third save of game 4. And that ball sent over left-hand side of net. Spartans will hit it down. Tucker hits it up against that back wall, and a miss. Oh, not a miss there. But that ball is hit towards the net. A nice little save there by the Spartans as we enter the last 30 seconds. Will we see an overtime here? Mustangs hope it's not, as Ethan tries to force one in and unable to do it. Ball sent to Anthony. He's going to go up against that back wall again, unless the Spartans get there first, and they do. Tucker now brings it up against that back wall as Ethan goes for it. He forces it back down and into the corner. Tucker able to force it down. Nobody's there in time. 1 second remains, and Anthony will force the overtime. Ball goes directly up. Ethan looking for it, not able to do much there. Anthony able to bring it over towards Tucker, who I believe was demoed. Anthony brings it upfield. Ethan not able to get there. The pass forwarded by the Spartans. So making the NACE League is so dangerous. These guys adapt so quickly to any type of gameplay style. The ball's hit across the field. Mustangs in a bad position. They want to get it out of their zone as quickly as possible. They'll send that thing upfield. The Spartans will gain control immediately, though. Ball's hit in front of net. No one's able to get there in time. Anthony brings that ball up and down. Tucker looks for it, not able to grab it. And the Mustangs have a ton of time here. As the 50 goes their way. Ethan bringing it upfield. He's going to look and see what they're able to do. Anthony takes that shot towards net, and the Spartans are there. Minute and 12 seconds into this overtime as Ethan takes it. Again, that off-tempo is what's going to give the Mustangs the win. And again, I'll say this, the tempo is so important to this game. We see Ethan manage it so well. That ball was moving so quickly before he caught it and moved it forward. He made it look like it was going a ton faster than it actually was. The Mustangs get the win in 3, and it's exactly what you want to see with them after a loss to the Panthers. And I got to make sure I adjust the right score here, but the Mustangs sit beautifully here tonight as they take the win 3-1 over the UNCG Spartans. And it's a great game to watch, a great game, to learn a lot from if you're learning this game for the first time on both sides of the field. But we get to learn even more from our interview. We will be right back with that, so stay tuned. Keep your dials locked in to Mustangs. All right. And welcome back. I am joined here by Ethan. Ethan, you guys lost one in the beginning, but you were able to bring one
Right.
back. How's it feel to get a win here in the NACE League yet again? A hard fought victory at that.
I love NACE because it's a nice effort of play. It's a nice level. It's a nice speed. It's nothing that overwhelms us too much, but it gives us a good fight. We can't just kind of just let ourselves go and autopilot and win the game.
Yeah.
I would say that the series was good.
Yeah, and definitely a good series. Very similar in a lot of ways to the last series. And, we had that interview with Tucker before where we talked about that mental state after that second game when you guys lost game 3. And you guys lost game 3. You weren't in for those first 3 games, but you came in for game 4. So what was that like as that player that came in for that fourth game after you guys lose in game 3? So talk me through that mental game that you had to play with the team.
Well, honestly, as an outsider looking in, I saw the team. We were very relaxed. We were very conscious about the fact that they really just had a lacking on defense, and there was a lot of moments where we could capitalize. But I felt us getting a little too comfortable in our own skin. The reason I was personally uncomfortable with the team was because I said, "Hey guys, we got a 2-0 lead on a team way before the last game that we had just played. They are a way better team by comparison." And I said, honestly, quote, "I can't believe that we're losing to this team right now." I said, "I'm going to hop in and we're going to save the day." But I said, "I don't want to play savior. I want to make sure that we play better like this in the future. We can't let ourselves let up."
Yeah, it's a very important lesson to have, especially in a league this tough like the NACE League. Even when we go up against a team like Lackawanna in the NJC AAE League, that's such an important thing to remember is that mental state that you could be up by 2. We won that first game 8-1, I believe. And,
Right.
we're still dropping games off this team that we dominated in game 1. And it's a hard thing to watch.
Right.
It's a hard thing to see. But obviously, you guys were able to come back. Some of the positives that I saw out of you guys, especially
Yeah.
with your game winning goal, was the ability to manage the tempo. You played that ball really slow right at the end there. So, what was the thought process behind that final play?
They were kind of just I think they were kind of starting to butt heads at it because we were taking a little bit too much of our time. I noticed that in game 1 we were really there, we were really steady. That was the thing that brought us our 8-1 lead. And I said, "Hey guys, maybe we're getting just a little bit too ahead of ourselves. Can we get back into that kind of possession type of play?" You're seeing something like that when we lose a lead or something like that when they get the momentum. So I said, let's just bring the Montco momentum back. Let's just slow play the ball. That's how I like to personally play it.
Yeah, and it really paid off there. I mean, it was like a 2-minute overtime that you guys were facing. You captured the ball, had that solo possession, get it in the net. Obviously, a great feeling there. And hopefully, the rest of the game also felt good. I talked about this with Tucker when you guys switch up the lineup like that. It really even though it's one person who's new, it boosts everyone else's morale. Was there any type of decision behind why Joe was the one to go out, or was it just that it felt like the natural progression?
Um, I was supposed to start that game in place of Joe, but we had thrown Joe in, and they said that they would throw me in when we were seeing a little bit of the tides change. They wanted to throw me in originally, and I said, "I kind of want you guys to finish this out. I want to see you guys do something before I just go ahead and take a step in." I said, "I want to see you guys bring it home."
Yeah.
But then they threw me in.
Yeah, and I mean that's again a great way to think about it. I really commended Tucker, but I'm also going to commend you for your guys' ability to see the team as a holistic entity as the four of you guys together. Obviously, it
Yeah.
is a 3-person team, but that fourth person has become a really interchangeable portion for what you want to get out of this team, whether you want to be more aggressive, more passive, more defensive oriented, how you want the ball to be played. You know, when you guys practice, do you practice like this where you're constantly rotating the roster, or is it a steady stream of players?
It is a really hard thing to juggle because we don't actually happen to do any type of pre-research to see who we're facing. I think it would really benefit us to say, "Oh, we're going to play this team later on, and they're kind of like this." We have been talking about trying to do more analysis of enemy teams in the future, especially teams like Lackawanna and things like that, so we can kind of put our best team in right off the bat instead of having to analyze and get put on the back. And but honestly, right now, currently, we're just kind of throwing in whatever we think is best in the moment, and I don't even think that that's an easy, straight black and white thing to say. I think best in the moment is really just like who's hot at the time,
Yeah.
and who's connecting with the ball even because you can't, you can pick and choose. It's like chess. There's no right or wrong answer to play passive or aggressive.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And it really, it really speaks to the level that the three of you play at, that you're so interchangeable that what it comes down to is percentage of shots on net. And you guys
Yeah.
had no shortage of shots on net tonight. A lot of great defense played by both the Panthers
Yeah.
and the Spartans. So, obviously, as we get further into the week, you guys have one match on Friday. I forget who it's up against, but how are
Couldn't
you
even
guys
tell you.
how are you guys planning on preparing for that game and preparing for, the rest of the NACE season, but then, playoffs potentially for NACE and NJ?
We're just bringing back the classic Montco momentum from the fall season. I honestly, personally, have been pretty hot. I'm not normally much of a shooter myself. We've been honestly discussing how the roles have been going. It's normally a me pass to Anthony, but
Yeah.
we've been trying out a lot of things, and I've been saying, "Hey, man, throw me the ball. I promise you, I'm gonna throw it in." And I've been feeling a lot personally myself from what I can say. I want to see a little bit, guys, more back on a training regimen. I think we could be improving in some areas, but me right now, I'm ready to go, and I think we're ready to
I'm
go as a whole.
You looked absolutely on fire tonight. I am like just remembering. I don't know why I forgot about this goal. One of my favorite ones in the night. Anthony passes to you, and you thread it through two Spartans for that goal in game four. I was so hung up on your goal at the end that I forgot about your goal at the beginning, where it really does go to show, you do tend to be that role player of a passer, but now it can expand to that goal, that person that could shot on goal consistently. So it's a great thing to see. And so, do you have any other words that you want to give to stream here tonight? Any other shout outs that you want to give before we end things off?
Shout out the entire team for playing well tonight. We got one loss, one win. In my book, that's even, but I would say that we learned a thing or two tonight. And I got to teach a valuable lesson as the person outside of the game. Felt really good. So shout out team, honestly. Shout out everyone that's still been tuning in. We're doing very well. Shout out the increased viewers that we've been having through. I know Tucker's been doing a lot of networking and everything. So I just gotta thank the stream as a whole in general. Thank everybody, and definitely expect great things. I'm feeling like we're on a streak right now, and I'm
I
ready to go.
I definitely feel it too. But that is going to do it for our stream here tonight. Join us tomorrow at 7 p.m. as our Overwatch 2 team goes up against the Hornets. We'll hope to see you there. Until then, I'm Corrupted. Have yourselves a wonderful evening.